Hi, I'm Anastasia. Welcome to this flow style yoga practice. It is designed for the safety of those who are pregnant and postpartum, but this does not mean that other individuals can't do it. In fact, the variations that I'm taking today for the safety of those who are pregnant and postpartum is just not deeply twisting, not lying on the belly, and not lying flat on the back. So this might be a great thing for you as well. If you're safe to practice yoga generally, then this should also be safe for you. Today we're going to focus very much on hamstrings and calves, on the flexibility of our hamstrings and calves, and helping with cramp prevention. Getting cramps in hamstrings and calves is a very common issue for many people, but especially for pregnant women who are experiencing some differences in hormones and some lack of nutrients for our own muscles because they're going to the baby. I myself have been getting some pretty gnarly ones in the middle of the night, so this is going to feel really good. If you would like, you can use a towel today to help facilitate some of these movements. If you're really tight, you might want it nearby. Find yourself a comfortable seated position. It does not have to be cross-legged, but it can be. Sit up nice and tall. Stack one vertebra on top of the other. Crown of your head reaching up to the ceiling. Give your shoulders a big roll up to your ears and down and back. Nice open space in your chest to receive your breath. You're welcome to close your eyes or soften your gaze as you bring your focus inward. Start to move your breath in and out your nose only. Inhaling deeply, allowing the chest cavity and abdomen to expand, and exhaling fully. With your next few inhales, take a little inventory of your body, noting how all the different parts of it are feeling today. If any part of it is in need of some extra care or attention, just make a mental note of it so that you can do so throughout our practice. With your next few exhales, let go of your day. Anything you've already done, whatever you have left to do, anything troubling your mind or your spirit, just drifting away. With your body and mind connected in your space, please silently set an intention for your practice. This could be something physical, like becoming more flexible, or something mental, like finding peace. Set yours silently now. Remaining sitting tall, still in that comfortable position. We're going to drop the chin toward the chest, shoulders stay down and back. Roll the right ear toward the right shoulder, and we're going to continue in this slow circle, thinking about lengthening the space between the vertebrae rather than crunching them down. Maintain this nasal breath throughout our entire practice. You're welcome to have your eyes closed at any time to bring your focus more inward. Once your chin reaches your chest again, reverse direction. Left ear toward left shoulder, and continuing in this slow circle. Taking time in any sticky spots. Pause with your chin at your chest. Inhale to open the arms, lift the chest and face. Exhale to round like you're giving a great big hug. Follow your breath. We never have to move in unison. We never have to utilize the same ranges of motion. After your next exhale, we're going to inhale, reach up. Exhale, turn the hands, pushing them out and away. Inhale, we look up. Exhale, we look down and push away. 2 more breaths. Come to neutral spine. Let's take those legs out in front of us. Small V first. So you might take your heels the width of your mat. That can work pretty well. Our first hamstring and calf stretch. Now the more we flex the toes back toward the face, the more deeply we're going to feel those calves stretch. And this is going to apply throughout our entire practice today. Inhale, lift, and exhale, fold. Grab on wherever you want. You can use those peace fingers to hook those big toes to stretch forward and downward. Looking between your legs, top of the head stretching forward. Inhale and exhale, release. And let's release the spine a little bit. Hands come behind you, fingers look towards your butt. We're going to lift the belly, the chest, maybe drop the head back. Inhale and exhale, release. Let's take a single leg hamstring and calf stretch here. This one is going to feel a lot deeper. You might want the towel on this one. I'm going to go ahead and use it for myself here, especially if our belly's in the way of stretching downward or lifting that leg. You may want the towel here too. It may not be a lack of flexibility that makes us want to use it. So let's first pick up that right leg. We're going to bring the towel under the foot. You can also hook those big toes with your peace fingers. I'm going to lift that leg up, flexing that foot. Shoulders are down and back. Let me show you from the side here. So we don't want to be rounded. We want to be sitting tall. And if we need to take that leg out away from the belly a little bit, we certainly can. But your leg could be low. It could be all the way up by your nose, whatever works for you. But keep those shoulders down from your ears. Hold and breathe. Hold and breathe. Hold and breathe. And release. When we release that leg down, we're going to take it across our left leg, sitting tall, open twist. Shoulders down from those earlobes. Open twist is gentle enough for us to do while pregnant. It's not restricting that blood flow to the belly. And if you have any back issues, you might find that this is a more pleasant version of a spine twist. Inhale and exhale, release. Stretch that right leg long. Now we're going to hook that left leg. We'll go ahead and turn to the side. And again, you can use your peace fingers to grab those big toes if you want, that big toe rather, or we can use a towel. Let's stretch that leg up and long, flexing those toes back, shoulders down and back. Taking that leg away from the belly if needed, sitting tall. We do want to be cautious not to overstretch. This is, it can seem like an oxymoron, right? We're here to stretch, but we don't want to overstretch. Listen to your body. We don't necessarily have to take a posture to the edge where we are really having to breathe into it in order for it to be beneficial. Inhale and exhale, release. If you are pregnant, pregnancy causes your body to produce the hormone relaxin, causes the soft tissues to become more pliable. So we're able to stretch more. Doesn't mean we should just go that far, because our muscles and our tendons and ligaments may not be in the place for them to do that. So let's cross that left leg over the right. Sit tall and open twist. Shoulders down and back. Maybe getting some snap, crackles, and pops in there. Spiraling those vertebrae up toward the ceiling. Inhale and exhale, release. Let's go ahead and take the legs wide. Wide leg fold. Toes are going to look up toward the ceiling, only as wide as what works for you. I'm going to inhale, lift. Exhale, hands come down. And we walk it forward. Only as far as you need. And depending what time of day we're doing our practice, our bodies tend to feel a little more stiff first thing in the morning. Maybe by midday or evening, things are feeling a little more pliable. Inhale and exhale, walk it up. Let's go ahead and move on to our hands and knees. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, tops of the feet relaxed on the mat. You can come onto your fists if your wrists need more support. We inhale and exhale through cat-cow. Inhale, face and hips lift, belly drops. Exhale to round, drawing the navel up and in. Follow your breath. Articulate your spine. After your next exhale, find neutral spine, neither arched nor rounded, belly lifted, gazing just beyond your fingertips. Spread your fingers wide, index fingers forward. Tuck your toes, lift back and up into downward facing dog. Press your chest back towards your thighs, look through your legs. Feel free to pedal or wiggle. Downward facing dog is such a great place to lengthen those hamstrings and calves. Should feel pretty good. Go ahead and drop to your knees, taking them as wide as you want. Big toes together behind you. Hips move back to your heels. Forehead can come down. You can stretch those arms long. Bring the hands behind the head in prayer or around the legs. That is up to you. Your child's pose is meant to be a comfortable rest that you can come to at any time. So please do come to it at any time. Let's come back to hands and knees. A couple more cat-cows here. Again, following your breath. Find neutral spine. From here, we're going to take that right leg back and you're just going to press those toes into the mat. From here, we can press backward to more deeply stretch that calf. You might not feel it extremely deeply now, but when we come to a three-legged dog later on, we'll really feel it then, and this is a nice prep for that. When you're ready, moving to the left leg, stretching that heel back. Move with it if you need. And release. We'll tuck both toes, lift back and up, downward facing dog. Again, pedaling or wiggling, noticing all the sensations, all the things that are stretching, lengthening, mobilizing. Walk your feet up to your hands. They're slightly separated as we melt into forward fold. Top of the head draws down. Shake it yes and no. Make sure it's dangling heavy like a bowling ball from a string. Grasp the elbows if you'd like and rock or sway. Let go the elbows. Soften the knees, roll up one vertebra at a time. You can support on the thighs if needed. Head comes up last. We give the shoulders a big roll up to the ears and down and back. Here in mountain pose, Tadasana. Tadasana is also a great resting posture should you need it. We're just standing with feet planted firmly, about under the hips. Great place to collect the breath. We'll take some deeper folds as we come through our sun salutation today. Our first one, because it'll feel nice, let's interlace those hands behind the back. You could use your towel here too. That can feel really nice since we've got it nearby. Inhale, look up. Exhale, dive it down. So if it doesn't feel good to have those hands clasped, the towel can feel nice. If it feels good, we can let those arms float up and over the body. Now, your chin is tucked. You're looking toward your belly or your thighs. Rocking forward a little bit into the toes. Release the arms while you're still down. Your towel also. Inhale, half lift, look forward, flatten the back. Exhale, hands come down, walk, step, or jump to your plank. We can move in our Chaturanga from the toes or the knees. Inhale at the top. Exhale, Chaturanga, elbows go straight back as we float down. Do not come all the way to your belly if that's not safe for you. If you're pregnant, especially 20 weeks and onward, you can come straight into Cobra without bringing the belly to the floor, or upward facing dog. If you're not pregnant, feel free to go all the way to your belly. Press back, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump forward. Release and fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, palms to your heart. And again, we inhale, lift. Exhale, fold, diving it down. Relax your head and neck. This time, you're going to bend your right knee. Your right hand comes across and grabs somewhere on the left calf or ankle, foot, maybe touching the floor. We're going to open that left arm up. Taking the legs wider if needed so that we're not putting pressure on the belly. Gaze where it works for you. Float that hand down. As the right leg straightens, the left knee bends, we reach across, hand on calf, ankle, foot, or floor, open that right arm up. Giving space for the belly is needed. Gaze where you want. Release it down. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, half lift, look forward, flatten your back. Exhale, hands come down, walk, step, or jump to the plank. Toes or knees, inhale. Exhale, Chaturanga, float down. Finding Cobra or upward facing dog. Release back. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump forward. Release and fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, palms to your heart. This last one, if you are pregnant, I would take the feet a little bit wider, because we're going to try to go even more deeply, so we don't want that belly pressed up on the thighs. And if you find that it's just more comfortable for you to go wider anyway, definitely do it. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Relax your head and neck. Bend your knees enough that you can stick your palms underneath the soles of your feet. Again, your legs are wide if needed. Tuck your chin. From here, we're going to try to straighten those legs. If they get all the way straight, we can use that leverage of hands under feet to take the torso downward. And keep that neck relaxed. Maybe we shift a little more weight into the toes. Soften your knees, release your hands. Inhale, half lift, look forward, flatten your back. Exhale, hands come down, walk, step, or jump to your plank. Inhale at the top, exhale, Chaturanga, float down, elbows close to your body, scooping into your Cobra or upward facing dog, and exhaling to find your downward facing dog. You can come through your knees or press straight back, that's up to you. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk, step, or jump forward. Release and fold. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, palms to your heart. Pausing here. Thumbs at your sternum. Making sure that breath is moving in and out the nose only. Reminding yourself of your intention. We're going to move through our more energetic standing postures with balance. We'll still be stretching those hamstrings and calves. Move up toward the front of your mat. Soften your knees. And we're going to step that left leg back. Big step. Angle your hips forward to find warrior one. You can step wider if needed. But we're really thinking about the length in that back leg. As we keep that heel down, we're stretching through the calf, through the soleus, through the Achilles tendon. And bring those arms up. Can be as deeply bent as you want or need into your front leg. And let's extend that front leg. We're going to turn forward, pigeoning those toes inward and diving it down for a wide leg fold. Grab on wherever you want. So with those toes pigeoned in, we might feel a deeper stretch on the outside of the calf. Top of the head is reaching toward the floor. Like we're trying to fully invert here. If your head is on the floor, walk your feet closer together. If you feel like you need you'd like to go a little deeper, take your feet wider. When you're ready, rolling up very slowly, one vertebra at a time. And don't worry, we'll do that several times. So we'll make sure to get plenty of it. Walk your feet in. You may want your towel here, a standing version of that seated single leg hamstring stretch that we did in the beginning of our practice. Since this is a balance, your balance is a little easier if we have less cushion underneath us. So if we step off of our mats, that'll be a little easier to balance. Feel free to grab a wall or a piece of furniture if needed. All right, we're gonna find that stabilization in your left leg. Foot is firmly planted. You can soften that knee a little bit too. We can use our towel or our hands to hook the bottom of the foot. From here, stretching that leg forward, shoulders are down and back. Let me turn to the side here for you as well. We can keep our gaze on a still spot somewhere in front of us, taking that leg only as high as needed. Try to stand up tall, hold and breathe, hold and breathe, hold and breathe, and release with as much control as possible. Very nice. We'll come back to the front of our mat. Hands to heart, soften the knees, stepping your right leg back, big step. Spinning that back foot flat, stretching that heel toward the floor. Hips look forward, only bending as much as you want into that front leg, really lengthening the back leg. Reach your arms. Extend that leg. Facing forward, toes pigeon in. I will go ahead and face you, and we'll dive it down. Wide leg full. So I've taken my legs a little narrow just because I'm getting a decent range of motion today. Again, if you need to go wider, please do. Relax your neck. Top of the head draws toward the floor. You can grab your towel while you're down here if it's nearby. Let's roll up one vertebra at a time. We'll heel toe those feet in. And again, you can step off your mat if wanted or needed. I will turn sideways just to better demonstrate our standing one leg head to knee. We're not bringing the head to the knee, but maybe I'll guide you in that the second time through. Standing firmly on that right foot, that base, we lift that left leg, hooking the foot or hooking the big toes with index and middle finger. Stretching that leg forward, shoulders down from the ears. Taking that leg wider to prevent it from pushing on the belly if needed. Gazing at a still spot somewhere in front of you. Inhale and exhale, release. Let's move through these postures, this vinyasa, one more time. Hands to your heart. Soften your knees. Step that left leg back. Square your hips. Reach the arms. Very extended back leg in our warrior one. Extend your leg, turn to face forward, toes pigeon in, dive it down. Grabbing on strongly, firmly, assisting yourself to go a little more deeply. Grabbing that towel while you're down if that works, and rolling up slowly. And bring those feet in. If you want a greater challenge to your balance, you're welcome to stay on your mat or even roll your mat up a little bit, create even more cushion. We're standing firmly on the left leg to lift that right leg up. Hooking it with the towel or with your hands or peace fingers. Standing tall, shoulders down. Breathe, 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 and release. Once more. Hands to heart, soften the knees, and we step that right leg back, big step. Lengthen that leg, hips look forward, reach your arms. Inhale and exhale, extend that leg. I'm going to let those toes turn to look forward. I'll stay looking toward you. And we'll dive it down. Rolling up slowly, we can grab that towel on the way up if that works. And we'll walk it in. Now standing on that right leg, we pick that left leg up, giving yourself as much challenge to your balance as you need. Lift that knee and extend that leg. Making sure not to obstruct the belly if that's not safe. Shoulders down and back. Inhale and exhale. Release it down. We can dump that towel. We'll inhale, reach up. Exhale, dive it down. Step back to your downward facing dog. Coming through a couple more postures here. We're going to lift that right leg up. Three-legged dog. Feel that deep stretch in the back of the left leg. Inhale and exhale. We'll take that right leg forward. Big step. Wiggle those back toes as far back as they can go. Then we drop that knee down. This could be a great place to cushion your knee with that towel if you want. We're going to untuck the toes. And we're going to sit back, lifting those right toes. Hanumanasana. We can stay back here. We can flex those toes back more. Or we can slide forward. Ultimately, that longest variation of the position being that full split. Definitely only go as far as what you need. Now I've walked both of my hands inside of the leg to give space for my belly. You can split that leg if you want. I know we're on our hands a lot here. You can come to the fists if needed. Let's go ahead, and however you need to, we'll swing that leg back. If you're down in that full split, that might take a little longer. That's okay. Spread your fingers wide, index fingers forward. Tuck your toes, lift back and up, downward facing dog. Now we'll lift that left leg, three-legged dog. Feeling that wonderful stretch in the back of the right leg. Inhale and exhale. Step that left foot forward, big step. I'm bringing my hands inside the foot again to give space for the belly. You can split the leg if you want. Wiggle those right toes back. Drop the knee, cushion it if you need or want. We can untuck those back toes and we sit it back. You can flex those toes back more, you can sit back more. We can slide, whatever you need. Sending that exhale into tight places, but hopefully feeling a little looser at this point in our practice. Let's go ahead and take that left leg back. I want you to tuck your toes behind you. We're just going to walk it up and sit on our feet here, stretching those feet. Sometimes those cramps can go all the way into the bottoms of our feet, so this is just helping to stretch them here. Go ahead and untuck your toes and sit on them because that's a little intense of a stretch, so this might feel good. If this is tough on your knees, you can go ahead and come back to hands and knees early. Let's go ahead and all come back to hands and knees, coming through our three-legged dog and our Hanumanasana one more time. Tuck your toes, lift back and up, downward facing dog. Right leg lifts, three-legged dog. Feel that nice stretch. Breathe, 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 and step it forward. Nice and wide, nice and long. Wiggle those toes back. We can drop the knee down, untuck the toes, and sit back. Taking it where you need, sitting back more, flexing the toes more, or even sliding forward. So Hanumanasana is monkey god pose, and the Hindu god Hanuman is often depicted doing the splits, hence the name. Let's go ahead and come out however we can. We'll spread those fingers wide again, tuck those toes, lift back and up, downward facing dog. Left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Breathe. Inhale, exhale, left foot comes forward. Big step between or outside the hands. Wiggling those back toes, we'll drop the knee, untuck the toes, sitting it back. Flexing those toes more, sitting back more, or sliding forward. Breathe, 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 and go ahead and come out of it however you are able. We'll tuck those toes behind and we'll walk it up to sit on those tucked toes. And now untuck your toes, sitting back. Let's go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Let's let the legs not be long and stretched out here. We'll take soles of the feet together, heels far from the groin, in my favorite kite pose. We'll inhale, holding onto those shins, and exhale, forehead toward the insteps of the feet. Relax your neck, those hips, outer hips. Haven't really received a specific stretch in our practice today, so this should feel good. Let's release it, leave the feet where they are. Inhale, reach. Let's take another spine twist. Exhale, twist to your right. We can use that same leg for leverage or reach across. And inhale, lift up. exhale, twist. Same or opposite leg, probably same leg if you need to keep that pressure away from your belly. Always doing what's safest and best for your body. Inhale, lift, and exhale once more. We take forehead toward the insteps of the feet. Grabbing on wherever works. Inhale and exhale, release. As we come into our final resting posture, Shavasana, please do what is best and safest for you. If it is not safe for you to lie flat on your back, which if you are typically the standard is 20 weeks onward, we shouldn't be lying flat on our backs during pregnancy. Please lie on your side. You can sit comfortably in your easy pose, Sukhasana, whatever you need to do to relax. I'll guide us through our relaxation and I'll bring us back to full consciousness to close the class together. So let's go ahead and make our way into our comfortable rest. As we find that restful position, we let all of our muscles melt. Maybe thinking about those calves, those hamstrings, soleus muscles, Achilles tendon, and all the length we built. And as we rest here, knowing that we're not going to get a leg cramp because we're all lengthened. So we let all those muscles melt. Let go of your breath. Relax your brow, relax your jaw. Even allowing the tongue to drop away from the roof of your mouth. Breathe naturally and let your mind drift away to somewhere very, very peaceful. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes, slowly waking them up. Rock your head from side to side. Unless you're already there, roll onto either side into a fetal position. When you're ready, use your two strong arms to push you into a comfortable seated position. Does not have to be crossed legs, but it can be. Sit up tall, stacking your vertebrae. You're welcome to close your eyes again. Reflect upon your intention. Thank yourself for working toward it, whatever it was. Know that you did something wonderful for your body, your mind, and your spirit. Take a big inhale. Reaching up, exhaling through the mouth. Thank you so much for letting me teach you today. Namaste. Thank you for joining me again. My name is Anastasia. This channel through Anastasia. If you'd like to subscribe, you'll get a notification when a new video gets added, which is once a week. And staying with this theme of prenatal focus, but again, these practices are wonderful for anyone looking for a little gentler flow, but you still want to flow. Feel free to like and subscribe, and I hope to see you again very soon.